What's up, YouTube? It's Larry Valley, and I'm back again to do a quick video on doing the transmission fluid and filter exchange on a 1999 323 CI or IS or I, and it also is the same for it's actually, I think, a 4160 transmission, General Motors Hydromatic. I'm going to be doing the gaskets as well. There's two gaskets on this. This is a automatic transmission. I got this from FCP Euro. Has all the bolts right here, the two gaskets, and the filter. And I'm going to be using Dexron 3 transmission fluid. It's actually equivalent to Dexron 3, and I'll show you right now. All right, I'm back to show you what you're going to need to change the transmission oil and filter and gaskets on your BMW. You're going to need this transfer fluid pump to exchange the fluid after you're done draining it into the BMW transmission. And then you're also going to need some other kind of fluid pump. I actually have two of these. I can't find the other one right now, but you could use like something like this or this to take the old fluid once it's in the pan, something like this, and then put it back into containers to dispose of it. I'm going to be using this Royal Purple Max ATF transmission fluid. I got 5 of them. It's Dexron 3 equivalent, and it's better actually a little bit. And then I got the Fuchs Titan. This is also Dexron 3, and it's made in Germany. So yeah, so pretty much we're going to drain the transmission fluid. Then we're going to take off the fill plug first, and then we're going to take all the bolts off the filter gaskets, and then take the filter off. All right, come under the car. It's a drain pan. There's a fill plug right there. Right there's the fill plug, and right there is the drain plug. You want to take off the fill plug first, because if you can't take the fill plug off, then there's no point in draining it because you'll be stranded. So if anybody ever tells you to take the fill plug off first, that's why. So we're gonna take the fill plug off and then take the drain plug off, drain it all out. Then we're gonna use, like I said, Dexron 3. Okay, so taking the fill plug off. I'm about to take the drain plug off, but I just shot about a quart into about 3/4 of a quart. I'm about to fill up this one right now because I only have a 7 quart, and I don't want it to fill up to the top and spill everywhere. So yeah, so just make sure you dispose of your old transmission fluid. So there's all the old transmission fluid. Here is the drain plug. Here's the fill plug. Make sure you save these washers or replace them. All right, guys, here's the oil pan, the transmission pan. Here's the filter. All it is a couple bolts and some Torx to get it out real quick. And then you have to use a flat screwdriver in order to get the this pan off. It's been on for like over 20 years, so yeah, it is pretty dark, but you do want to scrape all the old gasket material off the pan, and then on the transmission where it mates to the transmission as well, and clean everything up. Make sure if there's any metal shavings or any shavings, anything, it'll get right here. Make sure you clean all that up. Okay, all right, guys. Also, the bolts, 3 bolts on the transmission filter were actually 13 millimeters, not hex or Torx or anything like that. All right, YouTube. So I finished a job about 3 hours ago, and I wanted to go ahead and break down a few helpful tips that are going to help you get the job done really easily, or at least a little bit easier. First tip: learn how to use a two-way fluid pump. I would recommend going and getting it at Harbor Freight. It's about $6. They have the same exact fluid pump at O'Reilly for about $20. It's the same exact brand. I'll do another video on tow truck rebranding. So second tip, fill the transmission up with the fluid pump and the ATF until it starts leaking out of the fill hole. Immediately put the fill plug back on, turn the car on, don't drive it, and just go through the gears. Go from park, reverse, neutral, drive, park, reverse, neutral, drive about 4 or 5 times. Let the car heat up a little bit, turn the car off, and then you can go ahead and get another half a quart to quart of transmission fluid. If you're not doing a whole rebuild, which I didn't do, I just did a refill in a transmission filter, you're only gonna get about 5 quarts in there. A lot of transmission books will say that it takes about 9 quarts. That's completely dry with the torque converter. I got about 5 quarts on the newer BMWs. What you have to do is you have to get the you have to put about 1 or 2 quarts in until it starts to drain, it starts to drip out the side, and then you have to actually turn the vehicle on and then get a heat gun and get the car up to like 91 degrees, and then you can add a little bit in. Then it actually has to get up to about 120 degrees before you can fully put all the fluid in. So just because fluid starts coming out of the transmission fill plug does not mean the transmission is completely full. You have to actually run through the gears. And yeah, so those are my helpful tips. Also, when you're cleaning the transmission pan, the gasket, don't use paper towels. Do not use paper towels. You can use shop towels, but don't use any towels that have lint, because you will mess up the transmission. And I might not even use shop towels on the inside of the transmission either, just in case. Alright guys, I'm Larry Valley. Thanks for watching. Peace.